Yeah, switch cameras.
That's okay.
Okay. The news. I've been out of the loop, so I grabbed a couple stories for us. I had a lot of people. I know CMC Air Boss and Hoaxers and Keisha. We were in Discord talking about what's going on with the submersible. I wasn't even able to catch up with that story until this afternoon. I had no clue what was happening. But Titanic sub suffered catastrophic implosion. All 5 aboard are dead, according to Reuters. The 5 people aboard a missing submersible died in a catastrophic implosion, a U.S. Coast Guard official said on Thursday, bringing a grim end to the international search for the vessel that was lost during a deep sea voyage to the wreck of the Titanic.
And before the stream started, Cheryl was telling us that she has spent time on a submarine and she knew exactly what was going to happen to those poor folks.
Yeah, it's sad. I know there's a lot of conversation that can happen about, about whether people should be doing it and all of these things, but it's sad news. And I'm a person who is for exploration and people pushing the boundaries and frontiers and all that stuff. So, human beings have died. Unfortunately, like I said, I was out of the loop on this. So when I was looking at the stories, the first story I read was how they thought they heard noises and they were like still hoping to recover. And then I found another story that said that they had found wreckage. So the second story I have for tonight is archaeologists have discovered the world's oldest Neanderthal cave engravings. Scientists have discovered the oldest engravings made by Neanderthals in the world in the wall of a French cave. I'm pretty sure we have known it. Well, we've known about this cave for a long time, but the drawings themselves are recently discovered. They're lines, curves, dots made by Neanderthal fingers that date back 57,000 years ago.
Wow.
And possibly, amazing. Yeah, really old. And possibly as early as 75,000 years old.
Must be something about the French area, because that has been apparently the art world for about 75,000 years.
Yeah. And that's a good point that you bring up because I was getting ready to get into this is making them the oldest known graphic traces of any human species on a shelter wall in Europe. The discovery that Neanderthals carved out La Roche-Cotard, a cave near the Loire River, I might be mispronouncing that, illuminates the sophisticated and symbolic behaviors of our long-lost relatives who belong to the same human family as Homo sapiens sapiens. Before they went extinct about 40,000 years ago, our human ancestors are so closely related to Neanderthals that our species interbred, leaving a small percentage of Neanderthal DNA in many people alive today. Yes, despite this shared ancestry, our extinct cousins were saddled for decades with unflattering assessments about their cognitive abilities relative to Homo sapiens. In recent years, the brutish stereotype of Neanderthals has been challenged by a series of discoveries that suggest they were culturally complex humans who buried their dead and expressed themselves artistically. Through evidence of their symbolic behavior is rare and often hotly debated among experts. So yeah, I mean, it is. It's art. It's human art dating back possibly as long as 75,000 years ago.
Amazing.
So one of the researchers who had been working on this was actually doing research in those caves. The cave was discovered in 1912. He was doing work on it in 1975 and just recently went back and started doing more work there in I think the article said 2008. And in 1975, a lot of what he was discovering there was kind of being blown off because of the kind of bias of what science thought about Neanderthals. So
we always seem to think that we're the smartest in the universe for some stupid reason.
Well, I do know that Neanderthals actually had bigger brains than humans, Homo sapiens sapiens. So we don't know what exactly that means, but you can imagine.
What else you got for us tonight, Frosty?
Um, Bombshell letter reveals Canadian politicians' concerns of covert UFO programs involving Canada and the Five Eyes Alliance. In a bombshell letter, Canadian politician Larry Maguire has urged Canada's Minister of National Defence to request a briefing which could verify that Canada and the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance are involved in a secretive program concerning the recovery and exploitation of materials originating from unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP. The letter came into possession of investigative journalist Jeremy Corbell and someone you may know, George Knapp, who premiered details on their podcast. And so essentially we have, here we go again, more politicians, government officials asking for more information for their government to disclose more information on what they know about UAPs, UFOs. If you're not familiar, the organization they're talking about there, the Five Eyes, that's the American, Great Britain, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. So all those governments connected there on sharing information they know about UAP. So we'll see if anything comes out of that. You know, typically in the past, I would have not thought anything about it, but here lately, there sometimes seems to actually be information that has been coming out. So we'll see if we get anything else.